If you're looking to buy a legendary skin and want to know which ones have the best value, you're in the right place. This is an objective breakdown of the best value legendary skins based on how many custom features they have, not based on my opinion. Starting off with the Barbarian King, the number 5 Barbarian King skin is the Chess King. He has 100% custom animations, but you probably know by now that every skin does. So I'm not going to say that every single time, but I will mention the custom sound effects and visual effects for each skin. The Chess King has 5 out of 6 possible sound effects. He has selection, pose, deployment, attacking, and knockout sound effects. The only sound effect he's missing is his ability sound effect. And for visual effects, he has 4 visual effects, including spawning custom barbarians. He has a constant visual effect, pose visual effects, and an attacking visual effect. The number 4 Barbarian King skin is the Future King. He has 4 out of 6 sound effects, his selection sound effect, pose sound effects, deployment sound effects, and attacking sound effects. He's missing his ability sound effects and knockout sound effects. And he has 6 visual effects: selection, pose, attacking, knockout, resting, and custom troops. 2 King skins are tied for second place, the Ghost King and the Gingerbread King. Both of them have 5 out of 6 sound effects. They both have selection, pose, deployment, and attacking, but they're missing their ability and knockout sound effects. And for visual effects, they both have a constant, selection, pose, attacking, and custom troops. The difference between them is the Gingerbread King has walking visual effects and the Ghost King has knockout visual effects. So it depends on your preference of walking or knockout visual effects, or maybe the design of one of these skins just makes it an easy choice for you. The design is always the most important thing. The number 1 Barbarian King skin is the Champion King. He is missing 2 sound effects, but he has the most visual effects out of any King skin. The 4 out of 6 sound effects that he has are selection, pose, deployment, and attacking. He is missing ability and knockout sound effects. For visual effects, he has constant, deployment, attacking, ability, knockout, resting, and custom troops. He is absolutely loaded with visual effects. Those are your 5 objectively best value Barbarian King skins. Next in line is the Archer Queen. The number 5 Archer Queen skin is the League Queen. She has 4 out of 6 sound effects: selection, pose, deployment, and attacking. She's missing her ability and knockout sound effects. For visual effects, she has constant, pose, attacking, and custom troops. The League Queen is about the same value that you'd get from a top tier gold pass skin. The number 4 Archer Queen skin is the Pixel Queen. She has 100% custom sound effects: selection, pose, deployment, attacking, ability, and knockout sound effects. For visual effects, she has deployment, attacking, ability, and of course, custom troops. If you're here for the sound effects, believe it or not, the Pixel Queen is the only Queen skin with 100% custom sound effects. Just like the King, there are also 2 Queen skins tied for second place: the Champion Queen and the Gingerbread Queen. Both of them check the same number of boxes, but they have different sound effects and visual effects. Both have 5 out of 6 sound effects. The ones they have in common are selection, pose, deployment, and attacking. The difference is the Champion Queen has ability sound effects and the Gingerbread Queen has knockout sound effects. For visual effects, they both have a constant, attacking, and custom troops, but the difference is the Champion Queen has a deployment and ability visual effects, but the Gingerbread Queen has selection and walking visual effects. The number 1 Archer Queen skin is the Ghost Queen. She has the most visual effects by far, but she is missing a couple sound effects. The 4 out of 6 sound effects she has are selection, pose, deployment, and attacking. She's missing her ability sound effects and her knockout sound effects. For visual effects, she has a constant, selection, pose, attacking, knockout, resting, and custom troops. If you're here for the visual effects, this one has the most out of any Queen skin by far. Those are your 5 objectively best value Archer Queen skins, and if this video is helpful so far, I would be so grateful if you subscribed. Next up are the Grand Warden skins. The number 5 Grand Warden skin is the League Warden. He has 7 out of 11 sound effects. Out of 11, you say? Yes, the Warden has more possible features than any other hero because he has both air and ground mode, and both of them can have custom animations and effects. He has custom air and ground sound effects for his selection, pose, deployment, and attacking. He's missing ability and knockout sound effects. For visual effects, he has a constant, deployment, and attacking. The number 4 Grand Warden skin is the Magic Warden. He has 9 out of 11 sound effects: selection, pose, deployment, attacking, and knockout. The only one he's missing is his ability sound effect. And for visual effects, he has a constant, attacking, and ability. He's almost tied with the number 3 Grand Warden skin, which is the Champion Warden. The Champion Warden has less sound effects than the Magic Warden, but he's in third because he has more visual effects. He has 7 out of 11 sound effects. He has selection, pose, deployment, and attacking. He's missing ability and knockout. Like the Magic Warden's visual effects, he has a constant, attacking, and ability visual effects. But on top of that, he also has a deployment visual effect. The number 2 Grand Warden skin is the Pixel Warden. He has 11 out of 11 sound effects. Just like the Pixel Queen, he is the only Grand Warden skin with 100% custom sound effects. He has selection, pose, deployment, attacking, ability, and knockout. For visual effects, he has deployment, attacking, and ability. The number 1 Grand Warden skin is the Ghost Warden. Now the Ghost Warden checks the same number of boxes as the Pixel Warden, but what pushes him further by a large margin is the insane amount of visual effects he has. It's the most out of any Warden skin. He has constant, selection, pose, attacking, knockout, and resting visual effects. He also has an average number of sound effects for a legendary skin: selection, pose, deployment, and attacking sound effects. He's only missing ability and knockout sound effects. Those are your 5 objectively best value Grand Warden skins. The 4th hero is the Royal Champion. The number 5 Royal Champion skin is the Pixel Champion. Nearly tied with the number 4 skin, but you'll see the difference when we get there. She has 6 out of 6 custom sound effects: selection, pose, deployment, attacking, ability, and knockout. And she has 3 visual effects: deployment, attacking, and ability. The number 4 Royal Champion skin is the Magic Champion. She also has 6 out of 6 sound effects: selection, pose, deployment, attacking, ability, and knockout. The only difference between the Magic Champion and the Pixel Champion is 1 visual effect. The Magic Champion has 3 visual effects: a constant, ability, and attacking. The only difference is that constant visual effect instead of the deployment visual effect that the Pixel Champion has. And a constant visual effect is better because it shows up all the time, whereas the deployment visual effect only shows up once. The number 3 Royal Champion skin is the Jolly Champion. She has 4 out of 6 sound effects: selection, pose, deployment, and attacking. She's missing her ability and knockout sound effects. For visual effects, she has pose, attacking, ability, knockout, and resting. The number 2 Royal Champion skin is the Future Champion with 5 out of 6 sound effects, 1 more than the Jolly Champion. She has selection, pose, deployment, attacking, and ability. She's only missing her knockout sound effect. And for visual effects, she has constant, selection, attacking, ability, and knockout. The constant visual effect is what puts her ahead of the Jolly Champion. The number 1 Royal Champion skin is the Gingerbread Champion with 6 out of 6 sound effects, 1 more than the Future Champion: selection, pose, deployment, attacking, ability, and knockout. She has the same number of visual effects as the previous 2 skins: a constant, selection, walking, attacking, and ability. Those are your 5 objectively best value Royal Champion skins, and if this was helpful, don't forget to subscribe.